Pleasant afternoon to each and everyone. I am the first reporter of Group 8, Chapter 10. I'm Gerald M. Portusa, major in BTL Ed Home Economics. I'm going to discuss about the international financial institutions. Objective: explain the role of international financial institutions in the creation of a global economy. What is the role of international financial institutions in the creation of a global economy? International organizations facilitated the growth of the world economy through their own policies, regulations, and mechanisms. Some of the notable institutions in global finance are the International Monetary Fund, or IMF, and the World Bank, or WB. The international financial institutions, for me, they have a role in many parts of the world. They play a major role in the social and economic development programs or organizations of nations with developing or transitional economies. In my opinion, this role includes advising on development projects, funding them, and assisting in their implementation. During recent years, international financial institutions have made considerable progress in harmonizing the way they procure goods and services. In many cases, they have their own policies, regulations, and mechanisms. Although the interpretation of these approaches may still vary at the level of the individual institutions. For me, these discussions are crucial to the success of the strategy because they promote collaboration and coordination among the various national partners. The International Monetary Fund, or IMF, and the World Bank, or WB, they are well known in financing the global organization. That's all, and thank you for listening.
Cultural Revolution, Industrial Revolution, and Information Revolution. The world economy has undergone agricultural revolution and industrial revolution. The contemporary world is now experiencing the information revolution. Now, what is information revolution? Information revolution is a period of change that might prove as significant to the lives of people. Computer technology is at the root of this change, and continuing advancements in that technology seem to ensure that this revolution would touch the lives of people. What is agricultural revolution? The agricultural revolution was the unprecedented increase in agricultural production in Britain due to increases in labor and land productivity between the mid-17th and late 19th centuries. The British Agricultural Revolution, or Second Agricultural Revolution, was an unprecedented increase in agricultural production in Britain arising from increases in labor and land productivity between the mid-17th and late 19th centuries. Agricultural output grew faster than the population over the century to 1770, and thereafter productivity remained among the highest in the world. This increase in the food supply contributed to the rapid growth of population in England and Wales, from 5.5 million in 1700 to over 9 million by 1801, though domestic production gave way increasingly to food imports in the 19th century as the population more than tripled to over 35 million. What is Industrial Revolution? Industrial Revolution, in modern history, the process of change from an agrarian and handicraft economy to one dominated by industry and machine manufacturing. This process began in Britain in the 18th century and from there spread to other parts of the world. The Industrial Revolution was the transition to new manufacturing processes in Europe and the United States, in the period from about 1760 to sometime between 1820 and 1840. This transition included going from hand production methods to machines, new chemical manufacturing and iron production processes, the increasing use of steam power and water power, the development of machine tools and the rise of the mechanized factory system.
A global corporation, also known as global company, is coined from the base term global, which means all around the world. It makes sense to assume that a global company is a company that does business all over the world. There aren't many companies in the world that can boast of having a business presence in every major country. A global company is generally referred to as a multinational corporation or MNC. An MNC is a company that operates in two or more countries, leveraging the global environment to approach varying markets and attaining revenue generation. These international operations are pursued as a result of the strategic potential provided by technological developments, making new markets a more convenient and profitable pursuit both in sourcing production and pursuing growth. To be a global company, you need to introduce not only your products, but also your company to people who live in another country. You need to conduct significant research to figure out which country is your best choice for expansion and how to introduce yourself. Probably you will have to send some of your employees to that country to speak with people face to face and to experience that country on a first-hand basis before you decide whether the country is right for your company. Once you expand to another country and establish yourself successfully, it's only natural that you will want to try an additional country and another, and yet another. That is how global companies have started, and now they have a massive list of countries in which they do business. Today, innovation of MNC is an unavoidable need of every developing country. MNC have played a significant role in the development of countries. The MNC are now interested in capturing the markets of populous countries like India, China, and etc. The developing countries are interested in the entry of MNC with their open door policies. The effects of information revolution in today's global market is that the new information revolution is truly transforming national markets into a single global market. The new technologies are learning people around the world, changing them and the world irrevocably in politics, business, culture, and much more. The global nature of multinational corporations is a multinational company is corporate organizations that owns or control the production of goods and services in at least more than one country other than its home country.